So Dan, very nice to meet you guys. Could you guys introduce yourselves to the audience?
Yeah, hi, my name is Mara. I'm a junior at Temple and I'm a psych major.
Okay.
I'm Joelle. I'm a graduate student at Temple and I'm a media and studies production major.
Are you guys from Philadelphia?
I'm from like an hour outside of Philly. It's Reading, Pennsylvania. So
Okay, very beautiful
close.
area.
I was born and raised in New England and moved to New Jersey in high school. And
Okay.
I'm here. So.
Okay. What is one thing you guys kind of love about Philly?
I like the energy. My friend one time described Philly as like the dive bar of America, which kind of made me laugh, but I think like the good vibes you get from a dive bar and like that sense of community, I think is like, I can feel that,
Okay.
which is nice.
I would say the same. I like how gritty it is, I guess.
You know, one of the gentlemen that sat down with me when I first got here, he put one and two together for me. The Flyers mascot name is Gritty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's probably because our city is gritty, you know? So the question at hand today, ladies, is at what age do you think you become an adult now in America? Is it when you have to make life decisions? Is it a certain age? Is it a religious thing for some communities? For you, at what age do you think people become adults? Is it a dependency or an independent thing? What are your thoughts?
For me, I've always associated adulthood with like independence and whatnot. Like, I feel like someone who's 26 that's been sheltered their whole life can be less of an adult than someone who's 19 who had to, grow up fast and like be super independent right away. I think like being able to make choices based on your own thoughts and not really what like other people are telling you to do, I think is another good example of it.
Right.
That's for me.
Okay.
I would say almost the same. I think it's not so much a certain age. I think it's more of when you start to realize that there are other people than yourself and you kind of, I don't know, say when you get older and you decide to be civically responsible and go vote in all your elections and be a part of whatever community it is that you're living in. To me, like that's a real adult, is someone who takes care of themselves and then starts to think about, taking care of others. So I feel like I'm transitioning right now into being an adult, starting to care more about other people and society at large. Because for a long time when you're a teenager, I feel like it's all just me. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, speaking on that, is there any decisions that you've made, like the same kind of decision, but like years thereafter and been like, wow, like I can see why I made this decision rather as a child compared to like now as an adult and having a different outcome, right? Like, for instance, like fighting with a friend or fighting with a family member and like the things you say, do you think, has there ever been a time where you look back and you've been like, wow, I would have handled this differently with this kind of mentality now?
I think so. I think there's been specific scenarios with like family. Sometimes I've noticed sometimes it can be a little bit hard to like for me to speak up like an extended family, or I wasn't really very talkative when I was younger, but now that I'm older, or I guess when I was younger I had more of a fear of being like judged, but now that I'm older I feel more like if they don't like me I don't really care, like
Okay.
they're like family. So I think now realizing that like handling it in the way that like I feel more me now and I feel like more okay with like presenting myself to others as opposed to like being more like I was kind of very like more shy and secretive as a kid, so I think that's just bled into like all other areas of my life.
Okay.
Word. Same thing. I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. I think you're always growing and learning and keep changing and keep thinking about things you could have done differently or should have done differently, and you're grateful for things that you did that turned out well.
Okay. Is there any life event that you've gone through that you look back on now and you're like, wow, like that kind of really made me a little bit more of an adult or into the person I am today? Like character building or defining moments?
I would say being a child of divorced parents. But I don't know.
For me, I went to, my family's Romanian. I went to Romania by myself for 3 months. And it was like one of those realizations that like if I had an issue, I couldn't exactly call my mom because there's a 7-hour time difference. So I had to solve the issue by myself or I would be screwed. So I think that was, I look back and I'm like, I have a lot of pride in myself of being like, wow, I actually was really like surprised with how much I was able to be like how much I was actually able to like accomplish or not be afraid of doing.
So now you guys kind of have two different events, but they're kind of similar in absenteeness, right? Like the absentee of having a whole home where you have both parents that are working together, or like a home where your mom is there and she's not in Romania. Do you think those two defining moments made you stronger or weaker as people? I know these are tough ones, but
These are tough ones. You're really making us mentally work here.
So I think these are questions that a lot of people should be asking one another on a daily basis. Like you walk and you say, hello, how are you today, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't ask why you are that way today, right? Mm-hmm. What has made you good or what has made you bad, and how you're dealing with it. I've ran across people who talk to people out on the street almost like street therapists, and they just kind of ask, well, why did you make that decision? Mm-hmm. What has forced you in the outside world to make you want to make that decision, or why you felt forced to make that decision, you know? And I think, and one of the questions I'll ask you guys, and I ask everybody, is like, what is one dream you have in life that you're chasing? Some people don't ask themselves that question. Like, why even get up and go to work if you have no dream you're chasing? It kind of gives an empty life, right? When you have something bad that happens, there's nothing provoking you to carry on, right? Because you're like, oh, well, I still don't have this, right? I still want this. That's your motivating factor in life. If you aren't thinking about that, what is your drive, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys want to answer the previous question at hand, I understand. If you don't, we can move on to the next. But the question was, do you think those moments made you stronger or weaker as people?
I would say I'd definitely go along with more stronger. I feel like I had a fear that I wasn't going to be able to do those things. And I think I'm not saying to anybody like, hey, force yourself in like horrendous like situations, but like putting yourself like out of your comfort zone, it really makes you realize what you can actually accomplish. Because I think there's like always that fear of like, no, I can't do that, no, I can't do that. And especially with me, sometimes unless I'm like absolutely forced to do something, I won't. So that really gave me like an eye-opening, like I'm capable of more than I like originally thought.
You're capable of whatever you put your mind to. It's just that motivating factor.
Yeah.
Is that power. What about you, Joel?
Well spoken, Mara. I think two things can be true. I think my upbringing made me the person that I am today, and there are things that I'm happy about myself that I think are related to that, and things that I would like to improve about myself that I think are related to that. So, but like I said, two things can be true, and it's all about your, like you said, your outlook and your drive, and what keeps you going, what keeps you waking up every morning.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. What is one dream you guys are chasing in life? Can be something you acquire, a bit of knowledge you don't know yet that you want to know, something, maybe a feeling of community, or what is one thing that you yearn for in life?
I think for me, like travel is really important.
Okay.
So I think just being exposed to like different like foods and ideas and like landscapes and whatnot. I think I've had it written down like in my notes app since I was like 15, but I really want to go to all 7 continents.
That's dope.
So I was like, that's just like a outline. Preferably it was like before 30, but we'll see if, if it actually.
Having that outline, do you make strides in your daily or yearly life to kind of move an inch towards that?
I'd say so. Sometimes opportunities like just present themselves that I'm like luckier there. And like growing up, like my mom like prioritized travel, like so that was also really cool to see like experiences versus things.
Right.
Like was more her outlook. Like experiences always trump things.
Okay.
So I'm trying to take that more into like my daily life.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that perspective.
Thank you.
That was a good answer as well. I really like that. I would say that's also a goal of mine, is travel. And I'm planning to backpack this summer after I graduate from my graduate program here at Temple. And the reason I like traveling is because I want to be more interconnected with people, just any people in the world. I've been so lucky to have, I feel like I have a lot of friends and a good, support system, and just growing throughout life by enhancing my relationship with others. That's what it's all about. That's why I study media and communication.
There you
because
go.
It's about communicating with others to get there. So I'm happy, blessed to be saying that I'm doing that, or
Amen.
trying to.
There you go. There you go. Well, thank you very much. And one last piece is there any piece of life advice you could give out there that you've used or you have given on to someone else in a difficult time that has helped them, that may help somebody out there?
I feel like something I'll always like talk about with friends is I had like a situation happen over the past summer, like a disagreement with friends, and my one friend said something, and I don't know why this resonated with me so hard, but she said, sometimes like we're all shitty, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like you are like a completely shitty person, but I think it's just that you can overcome like things that, even if they happen to you, or sometimes things that you do, because it's very cliche, but like nobody's perfect and we're all human. So I think that idea of just like you are gonna make mistakes, but you can grow from those. Growth isn't always linear, and you have to just like be kind to yourself.
There you go.
We're all shitty. I love that.
Couldn't have said it
All
better.
piles of shit. I would say don't take yourself too seriously. Other people are definitely not taking you as seriously as you take yourself, so just remember that and keep it light.
Well, thank you guys very much for sitting
you.
down. I
Thank you.
appreciate your
Thank
guys'
you so much.
time.
Dan on Talon.
Talon, very nice to meet you. Are you from Philly, Talon?
I'm from right outside of Philly, actually. I'm from Bucks County.
Okay, so am I, Trevos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up north, sir.
Okay. So, what do you love about Philly?
I just really love the atmosphere. I love you walk down the block there's someone standing there, there's someone standing there, there's someone ready to talk to you, right? There's a store in every corner. Store's full of people, they're all ready to talk to you, you know what I mean?
Amen. I mean, you sat down and talked to me. That's how it
That's what it's all
goes,
about.
right? Exactly. What is your favorite thing to do in Philly?
What is my favorite thing to do in Philly? I like getting new things to eat, lots of cool places to go, lots of cool things to see. I like that food truck right down there, Nanu's Hot Honey Chicken.
Nani's Hot Chicken.
Shout out right
Yeah,
now.
there you go. This is a whole food truck alley.
Uh-huh.
I don't know too many places in Philly like that.
Exactly.
It is cool to see, no matter where you go around Philly, there's like a different kind of atmosphere entirely. What is one thing that makes Philly unique to you?
I think Philly has a certain energy that there's other cities that have like the city vibe, but there's like a Philly vibe you don't feel other places, right? It's not quite not quite as refined as other cities.
Okay.
Maybe not quite like trashy or anything. That's not the word I'm looking for. But there's a kind of
Grit.
in the ground. We're all on the ground together. We're
Okay.
gritty,
Yeah,
we're all
yeah.
together in it,
Okay, so today's question is, at what point do you think people step into adulthood nowadays? Like, it used to be a long time ago, you would leave the house at 18, you'd either go to war, start a family, we'll wait until this guy... So loud. Start a family, or a home, or a career. At what point in life do you think adulthood sets in now for most people?
Well, in my opinion, I think adulthood is all like a function of time, right? How much time do you have?
Amen.
Right? If you have a ton of time, you're probably a kid. Right?
Okay.
Because someone is giving you their time. You have your parents giving up their time so you can have more time.
Okay.
But the less time you have, the more adult you are, right? But if you live till you're 30 years old and you got nothing but free time, right? You got $1 million that you're sitting on paying for everything, you're maybe not quite an adult. But if maybe you're 12 years old and you're out there hustling, figuring out on your own, you're an adult in my opinion,
Okay.
So I think adulthood is really all about at what point in your life do you no longer have time for yourself. And I think
Guy's got no exhaust.
he loves it. I think for a lot of people that's happening, around your early 20s.
Okay.
I think it's getting pushed back more and more, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, right? I think we should all try to stay children for as long as we can, to be honest.
Okay. What was one crucial point in life for you that was almost an adult-defying moment?
About a year ago, right? My parents, we lost our house, and they had to go down to California to live with some other family, right? And I go to school here, so I ended up, I had to figure it out to get an apartment, and, before that, it was a real big division, right? Like, I lived with my parents, I was doing the whole school thing back and forth, but now, I got my own place, I'm doing my own thing, figuring it out on my own. And at that point, that's what adulthood is to me, right? It's all my decisions running my life right now.
Now, do you think that moment in life and that step you had to go through, and I'm sorry that your parents lost their home, do you think that made you stronger or weaker as a person?
I don't really think it did either. I don't think hardship is necessarily something that strengthens you. I think maybe you can find some kind of strength in that, but I don't think hardship strengthens a person. I don't think hardship always weakens a person, right?
Okay.
I think I learned certain things from the struggles, and I think I walk forward in my life with new knowledge. Not necessarily greater, not necessarily worse, right? Just different.
That's a good perspective to have. Now, what is one dream that you're currently chasing in life?
What
or
is one
aspiration
dream I'm
you
chasing in
have?
life? I wanna write. That's my thing. I wanna write.
Okay.
Ideally, a whole bunch of books, whole bunch of articles, and in my
Okay.
opinion, knowledge is something that's really gate kept. Right? Knowledge is something that's kept locked behind these golden gates of academia, locked behind these big words, locked behind these conversations that aren't had with certain people. And I think that's wrong. I think that's fundamentally the incorrect way to look at knowledge. And for me, what I want to do is I want to bring knowledge, I want to bring conversations, I want to bring the perspectives of everybody to everybody, right? I want to open those doors, and I want to open that gate and let everybody in.
That's good. That's good. I wish a lot more of the world was like you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. What is one piece of life advice? This will be the last bit. One piece of life advice you've used throughout your life or you've given out to others to help them through tough times that you think the world needs?
Yeah, I mean, never take anything too serious. I mean, it's really not that serious. Like, even if it's the most serious thing ever, it's really not that serious. At the end of the day, you can laugh, you can smile, right? It might be sad today. It's not gonna be that serious in a little bit. You can laugh, make a joke, bro, live your life, and don't get so stressed out. Don't think so hard about everything.
Just enjoy it. You only get it once, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank
man.
you very
Thanks
much for
having me.
sitting down and talking. I
Good
appreciate
talking
your
to you.
perspective.